All right, today we're diving into something really cool, a modern-day Oracle showdown. We're going to put the biggest names in AI to the ultimate test. Can they actually predict the future?
I mean, that's the billion-dollar question, right? We hear all the time about AI forecasting stocks or predicting the weather, but what about something way more complex, something creative? Could an AI really predict, say, how a story is going to end?
Well, it turns out one tech blogger decided to find out. And forget financial data or boring stuff like that. Their chosen battlefield? The super high-stakes, emotionally charged finale of a really popular anime. I mean, what a perfect, totally unpredictable way to test them, right?
Okay, so let's get right into it. The ultimate AI showdown. We've got ChatGPT, Gemini, and Grok going head-to-head.
So the person behind all this is a tech blogger who goes by 3Ryu SE. The setup was brilliant. There were just 2 episodes left of this fan-favorite anime, so they gave each AI the exact same simple prompt. Tell me how this story ends.
All right, let's meet the contenders. First up, you've got ChatGPT, who we're calling the veteran. It's the one we all know, kind of the established old guard. Then there's Gemini, the analyst. This one's known for really digging into the nuance and the context of things. And finally, we have Grok, the socialite. Its superpower, it can tap directly into real-time X data, so it knows what everyone's talking about. 3 totally different AIs, 3 totally different approaches.
Okay, the stage is set. The AIs have spoken. The predictions are in. So, how did each of them think the story was going to wrap up?
So first up is ChatGPT. And honestly, it kind of played it safe. Really safe. It basically hedged its bets and gave 2 super generic options. Scenario A was your classic, happily ever after ending, and Scenario B was the complete opposite, a dark, tragic disaster. The blogger was not impressed. Their first thought was, yeah, this AI clearly has no idea what this show is even about.
But then we get to Gemini, and wow, what a difference. Gemini just went deep. It completely ignored the generic plot stuff and focused 100% on the characters. It was predicting these really specific emotional journeys, like one character having a major breakthrough to save another, the main villain getting what's coming to them, karma, and it even predicted a lost character would come back from another dimension. The blogger was blown away, saying Gemini seemed to get the very soul of the story.
And then you have Grok. Remember, this is the one that's plugged into social media. So what did it predict? A total blockbuster finale. We're talking a brand new, super powerful enemy showing up, surprise cameos from classic characters, the whole shebang. A huge team-up to stop some massive threat. The blogger called it a high-precision mainstream prediction. Basically, it predicted exactly what all the fans online were buzzing about and hoping for.
So, before the final episodes actually aired, the blogger made a call. Based purely on these predictions, their ranking was Grok in first place, then Gemini, and then ChatGPT way back in third. Grok's fan service prediction just felt the most plausible. But, making a prediction is one thing, being right is something else entirely.
All right, time to score these prophecies. The finale is out, the credits have rolled, so which AI actually got it right?
Okay, let's just get the bad news out of the way right now. ChatGPT, it wasn't just wrong, it was, almost impressively wrong. Both of its predictions were completely off base. So yeah, the blogger's first impression was spot on. The real showdown was between Gemini and Grok.
And this is where things get really, really interesting, because both Gemini and Grok did an incredible job. But they were right about totally different things. Grok, the socialite, it nailed all the big, flashy plot points. Yep, the new enemy mobile suit showed up, and yes, the classic characters made cameos. It got the what right. But Gemini, the analyst, it nailed the deep, thematic stuff. A main character's mental and emotional growth, the villain getting their karmic punishment, that key character returning from another dimension. It got the why right.
In fact, the blogger even said that Gemini was so sharp, it pointed out stuff that they hadn't even predicted. And this is a huge fan of the show we're talking about. It wasn't just guessing plot points, it was connecting thematic dots on a whole other level.
So this whole thing was a lot of fun, but it also revealed 2 really important takeaways that go way beyond just predicting anime.
Which brings us to the final verdict. What does this whole experiment actually tell us about how we should be using AI in our everyday lives?
For the blogger, this was a real aha moment. They realized that ChatGPT's performance here, feeling kind of generic and off the mark, was exactly how they'd been feeling about it in their professional work lately. You ask it something and the answer you get back is just a little too complicated, or it kind of misses the entire point.
And that realization led to a complete shakeup of their personal AI preferences. Suddenly, Gemini became the new go-to for getting reliable, on-point answers. Grok stayed in the mix, but for a very specific job, checking the pulse of social media. And ChatGPT? Well, their use of it dropped off a cliff, so much so that they're now actually thinking about canceling their subscription.
So here's the big lesson, the main takeaway from this whole showdown. It's not that one AI is simply the best. It's about using the right AI for the right job. If you need a concise, accurate, insightful answer, this experiment suggests Gemini might be your best bet. If you need to understand what people are talking about online, what the trends are, Grok is your tool. Just be careful. The author warns it can sometimes, hallucinate. And for all you longtime ChatGPT users out there, maybe it's a good time to ask if it's still really giving you the best results.
And that really leaves us with one final question for you. Look, this was just one fun test with one anime finale, but it really shines a light on the huge differences in how these AIs actually think. So, thinking about what you use AI for every day, is it time to rethink your go-to AI assistant?